Inner critic, few facts about your inner critic. Everybody has one. You're not the only one struggling with this. There are approximately 30 negative thoughts that we all share. All of us. I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm too late, I'm too da 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 da. I'm an imposter, I don't belong here, they're gonna find me out. All of those. Like, it's literally, there's 30 beliefs, toxic, poisonous beliefs about self that we all share. If I am to share this list with you right now, you'll find 8, 9, there's like, oh my God, that's me. Every single human on the planet Earth will find themselves. So number one, it is not your belief, it's a belief. There is a hypothesis, and the hypothesis states the following. How come there's this set of 30 beliefs any human on the planet will identify with at least one from this list? How come, first of all, we all have that, number one. Number two, and if we all have that, 8 billion of us share these 30 beliefs, one of them at least, does it mean that is your belief or is just a belief? Now, the hypothesis says that there's this energy, a cloud, a field of energy, whatever you want to imagine it as, that contains all this junk, this 30, the essence of these 30 beliefs, and we all share it. It's like energy going through your head, in and out, in and out, in and out. And if you hang on to it, then it stays. So to start separating yourself from the inner critic is allow yourself, invite the possibility of the fact that this is not your thought, that you're not good enough. This is not who you are. It is just a crazy thought that is literally flying by your mind and is shared by another 500 million people. Okay, so the essence is to understand that you are not the voice. It is a voice in your head. Now that we start, is literally because what happens is you're entangled with this belief. I'm not good enough. I'm not. I can't. Not for me. Oh, good for her. Blah blah blah. You're entangled. So starts disentangling your own personality from this crazy, insane thought that you believe. Oh wow, okay, so now I see this is me, but what am I? Who am I? What is me, right? And this is the crazy thought. Don't worry about, you'll figure out who you are. No, don't worry about that. But see the separations, like pull these things apart. It's like, oh wow, this is just insane thought and believe it. Right, so now the next step is like, oh, who am I actually without this crazy thought? Because what happens is, where does victim mentality come from, right? Because people are so entangled with these crazy, insane thoughts that they believe that this is who they are, which is complete nonsense. Now, separating is like we see the nonsense, like, who am I? Ooh, wow. And that's where that's the second pitfall. People say, I don't know who I am, I should have figured out by now, look, everybody figured out, blah, blah. Second nonsense that we're gonna help you overcome. So here is like 2 ways. Either you can continue beating yourself up because you still believe this thought, and start beating yourself up that you don't know who you are, or say, wow, okay, cool, I don't know who I am. And when you don't know who you really are, this is an opportunity to create who you want to become. Ooh, now things are getting interesting. I can create who I want to become, for sure. And that's when we pull in a powerful concept of identities. Like, ooh, what is my identity? I'm a female, I'm a mother of 2, I am Romanian, I associate. So you start associating all these things. It's like, cool. But like, what else can I pull in? What else can I like add to this cocktail of my identity that will take me to where I want to go? Ooh, wow, uncertainty. Okay, so I'm pulling in, I'm a learner. What skills do I need to become this awesome entrepreneur? I need to pull learning. I need constantly to learn. Cool, I'm gonna become a learner. I need to market myself. It's like, cool, I'm gonna become a contributor, so on. And you start adding these ingredients into your identity. Why? To continuously stand up to this, because this one is not gonna go away as fast, right? That's what you believed for most of your life. It's gonna be a journey for us to kind of continuously separate us from you're not good enough, blah, 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 and who I really am. So this is a young identity, young concept that we continuously need to nurture, right? Next, we introduce you to the appreciator. Leo, who's the appreciator? Very simple. You have an inner critic. Yes, I have an inner critic. Where is your inner appreciator? What do you mean, Leo? Well, just as you've created, like literally out of nowhere, the inner critic in your mind, in the exact same way, you can create another voice, which is the inner appreciator, right? And start nurturing that. And then what we're gonna do as we grow, you more and more focus on developing your identity. That's gonna help you build that identity, that version of you that you're creating the empowered version of you will implement all the strategies, sales, do all the wonderful things that needs to do. And the inner appreciator will deal with the inner critic. Don't go on battling the inner critic. You will never win. And that's the third pitfall that people go into, is like, you cannot overcome the inner critic. It's the most useless thing you can do with your life is to start fighting the inner voice. You will never win. It has all the tools. It knows you on the inside out. Forget it. If you want to dedicate the rest of your life to that, by all means. I have no time for that. I have zero time to spend. And let me explain you the science behind it. Why? So this is an entertaining way, right? The science behind is the following. Inner critic is a neural pathway. There's some neurons wired a certain way, and that is a belief that you have about yourself. So literally, there are neurons, there's literally like pathways of thoughts, so we don't really think. It's automatic in your mind. Oh, uncertainty, I'm not good, right? Because you have a neural pathway in your brain that the emotion is uncertainty, and immediately in your brain you will go into the fear and not good enough neural pathway. So that's the inner critic. Now when we build up the appreciator, we're literally creating a new neural pathway that when uncertainty comes, the trigger comes, what we don't want the brain automatically to go on this loop, negative thought loop, but we want more and more the brain to go into this positive loop, which is the appreciator, right? So we're literally creating a new neural pathway, and that's where mental habit comes in, because if exercised in a long period enough of time, then your automatic reaction is not going to be the negative, but it's going to be the positive. So that's the science behind it, right? We're not just entertaining here. This is all proven by science. So you literally imagine yourself in the woods. There's a pathway, right? So the more you use the pathway, the less grass grows on the pathway, because you're using it every day. It's the same. The more you believe this, the more you fight it, the more you try to avoid it, is you giving it attention and you keep it alive. Now, the moment you say, you know what, yeah, this thought is coming, I'm not going to engage with it. You don't fight it, you don't try to suppress it, nothing. You just say, I'm going to switch to appreciation. What's positive in this? And it's stupid, I know, it sounds stupid, but trust me, that's how it works. You say, how can I appreciate things here? You invite your inner appreciator. You're literally creating a new neural pathway, and this one gets weaker and weaker and weaker, and with time it disappears.